Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Let us make a joyful noise.
Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Wow. Thank you. I love being reminded of that one big family. Well, we're going to begin our service today with lighting the flames of faith. Oh, but before we do that, why are we here today, everybody? Why do we come to services? This is our interactive part, kind of new for us. So you get to scream answers at me that will be totally incomprehensible to me, and I'm going to try and figure out what you're saying. So why are you here today? Tell me. Good answer. Intern practitioner said the right answer. Remember who we are. Because sometimes we forget that we are these amazing, divine beings that are full of that spiritual energy because we are it. And today when we come together in sacred community, we remind ourselves and each other who we really are. And that allows us to break ourselves free to live the most wonderful life possible. So isn't it nice to be here and remind ourselves of that? Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. So for those of you online and those of you here, we are here to celebrate ourselves and life and the spirit that we all are. And we're going to begin today, like I said, to light the flames of faith. So Dr. Laura, would you please join me?
Thank you.
We're switching roles today because we believe in
nice.
Changing it up. Yeah. So if we could have our slide with the flames of faith. Lighting the flames of faith. And you know, Dr. Ernest Holmes, who was the person who created and developed this philosophy that we teach here, our teachings that are so sacred to us. And what he did was he chose different parts of different religions, and he put them all together in this thing called Science of Mind. And it's really wonderful the first Sunday of the month for us to come together and honor all of these different religions and faith traditions so we can see all these nuggets that we can bring together that are universal truths that are here in our hearts, and remind ourselves of this wonderful, enriching philosophy that allows us to live this extraordinary life that we're all living. So let's go ahead and have the first slide, which is the Tao. Now, the Tao, one of the wonderful things that we take away from the Tao is that the idea that there is one source of life, one universal energy that is everywhere present. And it manifests through nature, through us, through the cosmos, through everything. As we say, there is no spot that God is not. And that's what the Tao teaches us. And this energy is a harmonizing energy. It's a balancing energy. It is an energy that just guides everything perfectly. And so this is the beauty of the Tao. And next we have shamanic traditions. Shamanic traditions. The shamanic traditions teach us that there is more than just this physical plane of existence. There's an invisible and a visible, and they work together, as above, so below. As the invisible comes into visible form, the shamanic traditions teach us to tune into that which is beyond this world of appearances, and to see the oneness, to see the activity of spirit through everything, through the universe and through nature, and to harness all of that energy into the wholeness of life. And our next religion is Hinduism. Many gods, one truth. Hinduism gave us this gift of so many different facets of spirit that allow us to understand who we are spiritually. And so Hinduism has given us this great, wonderful tradition of being able to see all that we are through our divinity. And our next slide is Judaism. I know this one well. We'll go to the Reader's Digest. Basically, Judaism gave us Mosaic law, which is spiritual law. The reminder that our world and our universe is not chaotic. It is not haphazard. There is a spiritual law that governs all life and governs us as well. And when we are running our lives in concert with those spiritual laws, life is harmonious. And it makes a lot more sense when we understand those laws. And our next slide is Buddhism, one of my favorites. So Buddhism, to me, is all about living a mindful life. To know that as we bring consciousness and awareness to our actions, to our ideas, to our relationships, we have the opportunity to be understanding and loving and compassionate for everyone, and to live a peaceful life. And that enlightenment that the Buddha had under the Bodhi tree, that enlightenment potential is within all of us. And to know that, and as we live a mindful life, we can activate that enlightenment in our day and in our lifetime. The next slide is Christianity. And Christianity, to me, is what we're more and more saying here through Dr. James and his vision statement, is love only. It's all about love only. Love yourself. Love your fellow mankind. Love your life. Love everything. Because when we come from love, our hearts are open wide, and we're creating not only a better life for ourselves, but for the entire world. And next is Islam. Islam has this wonderful, wonderful tradition that is about prayer. They pray 5 times a day. That reminder to commune with our spirituality, with our spiritual nature, with God, 5 times a day. Can you imagine if you prayed 5 times a day? Maybe some of you do. But being in that energy of prayer and oneness and love brings an energy to our lives where we naturally have that prayer mind. If we're reminding ourselves to do it 5 times a day, it becomes natural to us. And Islam gives us that practice. And our next candle is the Baha'i. And the Baha'i faith teaches us the power of unity in creating a peaceful world, to honor all religions and be open-hearted and loving and kind, and find that universal oneness that we all have, allowing us all to have our different faith traditions, but to respect each other and to love each other. Are we having a candle? Oh, here. I'm like, there's something going on over here.
I know. Thank you,
Dale. Anyways, back to unity. So when we come to unity, we're bringing love and compassion and just allowing everybody to worship in their own ways. Yet, we can still live together in one world. And our next faith tradition, this represents all religions, New Thought included. And how beautiful that is to see all the symbols of religion. And the great thing about New Thought when it came to be in the late 1800s is it broke down the old barriers and the old restricted ways of being able to worship and feel connected with Spirit. It opened the door for us to see Spirit within ourselves and to know that we don't need an intermediary to be able to experience oneness and spirituality and that love. And so all traditions have that thread of truth of one love, one heart, one divine energy that is within all life and is all life. And our last slide is about you. How do you choose to express your spirituality in your life? How do you choose to feel oneness? Because really all these religions are just pointing us to see what is sacred within ourselves. What traditions break that opening up for us to be able to feel that we are the energy of Spirit and that we have the power to create whatever we want to create. And so going forward, whatever new religions come to be, we know that's great because we are evolving beings. And of course, we open the space up. As Ernest Holmes said, we are open at the top for new ideas to bring forth truth to our world and to ourselves. And so, Dr. Laura, I'm going to ask you to open us up with a prayer.
So from that place, deep within our hearts and our souls, we recognize this one power, this one presence, this love, this life, knowing that it is everywhere present. It is within each and every one of us. It is each and every one of us. So I know that this wholeness, this oneness is right here, right now, and our hearts and our minds are opened up today to receive this message, to receive the music, the abundance, the joy of our community. I know that Spirit is always here guiding us, awakening something within each and every one of us that's ready to bloom and blossom into the magnificence that we are, that we always are. So I am so thankful for this opportunity, for this day, for this breath, for this community, knowing that all is perfect, all is unfolding in divine right order. I just relax into this moment. Let go, let God, and together we say, and so it is.
And so I invite you just to continue holding your heart and your mind and your consciousness in a deeper place within yourself. Just breathe in and exhale, letting go of any cares that you have and just seeing from a different perspective right now, the perspective of love. As we drop into some quiet time right now, I invite you just to experience whatever is on your heart to experience, knowing it is absolutely perfect, as we just feel that connection of love, of life, of light, our connection with each other, our connection as that divine essence that we all are.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the sweetest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the sweetest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
And what I know is that the soul is always ready. It is always ready to be heard. It is always ready to be nourished. It is always ready to be fully expressed in this life. And so what I know is as we drop into that deeper state of oneness, of being present to what the soul is yearning to do, to say yes to it, to allow it to breathe freely in this life, to know how right it is, to know that it knows exactly what to do, what to be, how to experience a full, loving, beautiful life that is a gift, that is ours to live into. And so as we just allow that soul to come forward a little bit bigger now, feeling the depth of our beingness, seeing the treasures that are always there for us, and bring them into awareness, bring them into manifestation. Get ready, my soul, because I'm ready for you to take the lead.
Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the sweetest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
I'd like to invite you to take a breath of air in, and as we exhale, just allowing ourselves to be with wherever we are. Just feel what you're feeling. You're in a very safe place. And as we begin returning our awareness to this common space, just savoring this moment, savoring the energy that you're in, and just allow yourself to come back And when you feel you are back, go ahead and open your eyes, and we will continue with our service. Thank you. Well, I would like to invite somebody very special up to the stage right now. Cheryl Guess. Cheryl Guess is a practitioner at our center, and she is also a ministerial graduate from Emerson Theological Institute. And she is here to talk to us about our theme for the month. So it's a new month, a new theme. So Cheryl, why don't you go ahead and introduce that to everybody?
So the new theme for the month is discovery. Discovery. How many of you out there still think the earth is flat? Who discovered that? Who thought that the earth was round? Well, it was ancient Egypt that actually discovered that. One man, a mathematician there, and he just calculated it from looking at the shadows, how they fell. And so he actually, in ancient Egypt, 2,000 years before Christ was born, discovered that the earth was this much in diameter, and he was almost perfectly spot on. And so then how did we get to the point of being flat? How did the earth become flat? And so then you go back and you go on and you go forward. Well, you find out that dogma and science for a long time did not work together. You really? Honestly? Yeah. So think of it this way. Galileo was put on trial for heresy in the 16th century for saying that the sun did not revolve around the earth revolved around the sun. And he was threatened with his life. He was going to be burned at the stake if he did not recant. And so he did. But they say that when he walked out, he says, "I don't care, it still moves." And it does. And so when you think about that discovery, we already knew that. We've known that for years. But guess what? In 1992, 350 years after Galileo was tried, Pope John Paul II said, "Galileo was right. We're sorry." It took him 350 years to apologize. Okay. But what about the self-discovery? That's the other part of it. So if you could go through in the ancient times and believe that the world was flat, how did you get to that point? How did you change your thoughts and discover, okay, well, that was wrong? So take that same concept into self-discovery. How much are you carrying around that is flat earth inside of your being? How much of it needs to be expanded and brought forth and saying, no, that's not the truth of who I am. This is the truth of who I am. No matter what somebody has said to you, no matter what somebody has done to you, it doesn't matter. Discover the truth in you. And that's where my discovery is. My discovery is knowing the truth of who I am, that I am a spiritual being here. And my idea of this is probably different than others. I'm here to show God a good time. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. And so think about stepping out of those old beliefs and that old dogma that you've been carrying around for years and make it your own. Incorporate, believe this. One of the things that we do in Power of 8, which I love, tap your forehead, if you would, for me. Now take that thought of who you are and move it down here to your heart. When you incorporate and you know for certain who you are, everything changes. Your aspect on life, everything changes. So can you be Galileo? Can you be the one that steps up and says, that's not the truth? That's what my charge is for you for this day and for the rest of this month, discovery. But I think the biggest discovery is the self-discovery. And so thank you for allowing me to speak, and namaste.
Oh, you're not going anywhere, honey.
That was my thought.
I love it. Thank you. What I love about Cheryl is she's a scholar of sorts, and so she always brings such great information, the history, so we have a really great foundation for what we're jumping into. So Dr. James has charged me with bringing the personal into this. So we call this the hot seat, as you know, hot springs in the desert. So Cheryl, I always want to call you Reverend Cheryl, but I know, not yet, soon. So Cheryl, what has been your latest self-discovery for you in your life, where you are right now?
You know, the pandemic, it isolated us in a lot of ways. If you think about it, a lot of people had so much fear around it, and I actually grew during the pandemic. And the reason being is I was alone. I live by myself. I'm a single person. You know what that is. And, you can go to that place of saying, oh, God, I'm so lonely. I need somebody here. Or you can go to that place to say, oh, boy, I just get to spend a whole lot of time by myself. This is great. I love being alone. I love being in my space. I can't wait to get home to be there in that beautiful space of being alone with who I am, because I don't ever feel alone. Never. I never feel alone because I know that I am part of this beautiful connection with Spirit.
That's right.
That's it.
Thank you.
You don't lose anything.
That was wonderful. Thank you. So you too can have that consciousness. So Cheryl, you're going to go ahead and lead us in our affirmation for the month. So if we could get the affirmation up on the screen. Oh, it's there. Thank you. So Cheryl, would you go ahead and do your thing?
With every breath, I discover who I am.
That wasn't good enough from them.
With every breath, I discover who I am. Who I am.
Beautiful. You guys, good enough. Thank you. Cheryl, thank you. That was marvelous. I think you gave us a lot to think about. I'm really excited to introduce our musical guest this evening. He has a very special place in my heart. Austin, come out here, honey, and just show your beautiful manliness to us all. Austin has been at this center since the Dr. Tom days, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I came in 2000 and
I
came in 2001. I'm super nervous.
No need. They love you. You're in your living room, as Dr. Joe tells me. He goes, this is your living room. Yeah. So we're grateful to have you here. Austin became a practitioner, and you were a minister of a different faith.
I was a Southern Baptist minister.
Yeah.
Just with a seminary degree from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, wow. Right?
Isn't that nice?
And Austin was a practitioner, became a practitioner through us, and then he just took his ministry to the high seas. You were ministering in the lounges, I believe, as a
ministering in the lounges and on the stages.
Yeah.
They were telling me, well, everybody here knows you, and I'm like, no, I've been basically gone for the last 5 years. Wow. So I've been in and out, and so a lot of this congregation doesn't know me because there's been transition and turnover, and so I'm new to a lot of these faces.
Well, I know they're going to just wrap you up in love after they hear you, so I'm going to just get out of the way, and please grace us with your song.
Thank you. Just one time for me.
Oh, yeah.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come, take a look. You can give me the hook or an ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. No, 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 no. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't need praise, I don't need pity, but I do like praise. I beat my own drum. Some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am. And what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck. Sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. There's one life, and it's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
They're in love. I think they're in love.
Thank you.
He will be back. He will be back. Thank you. Oh, and now, this is the time to bring forward somebody who I just love and adore, who's been a mentor to me, who's been a confidant to me, who's been a comrade to me, who's been a mischief maker with me. I call her a goddess. She really is a goddess to me. Well, we are all gods and goddesses, but she's a special goddess in my life, and I think our center is so blessed to have her now as our spiritual director. This woman needs no introduction, really, because she just emanates who she is from the inside out, that loving heart. So I am going to just get out of the way as Dr. Laura Shackelford graces us.
Thank you, Dale. Give me a hug. Okay, I got to follow all of this. I'm seriously, wow, Cheryl, that was amazing. I said, she just gave my talk, self-discovery, you know. And then Austin, I just have to share with you, Austin, before we go, he said, oh, Laura, I'm so nervous. I haven't really performed in front of a live audience since November of the preceding year. And wasn't he fabulous? So amazing. And I was his teacher during practice. He became a practitioner under me, my tutelage, so to speak, and he's amazing, has a great consciousness. So today I want to talk to you about the joy of self-discovery. Isn't that what we came here for? So can I have my next slide, please? All right, so all creation, this is a great quote from Abraham Lincoln. All creation is a mine, and every man a miner. And I love that picture because I thought, boy, don't we sometimes, we don't even know where we're going, you know? And just think of those miners, you know, plugging away in this cave, and then all of a sudden seeing a little gold nugget, you know, in there, a little gold nugget. And so we go through our life mining. You know, you think of humanity, you know, who knows how we got here? You know, some people say we were planted from other planets, you know, God, the Garden of Eden. We don't know, but what we do know is, think about back in the caveman days, right? They're going along and they rub a couple of rocks together and there's fire. Can't you just see all the other cavemen, ooh, going around there, you know? That was a huge discovery, you know? And this caveman, you know, I'm pretty cool. Look, you know, oh, fire. And, You know, and so that is life. And I love, what about like children? I guess, you know, that's why, you know, when you're a parent, you're so busy doing and worried about every little thing they're doing when you have a child. When you're a grandparent, and you know they're going to live, but you get to watch from a different perspective their eyes and the joy when they find something and they discover it, and then they play with it over and over again because, wow, look what I just discovered. Life is about discovery. Every moment is about discovery. My next slide, please. And I love this quote by Ernest Holmes. Life waits upon man's discovery of natural laws, his discovery of himself, and his discovery of his relationship of the great whole. And I love this because it reminded me of quantum physics with the waves and, you know, and the photons and everything. And so we are discovering more and more. And what I love about our teaching is, you know, we call it religious science because we know that there is a science to this, that we can understand who we are, what we came here for, how we think, how we operate, how we manifest, how we create. And so I think that that is what every moment of our life is about. My next slide, please. So if you can't find joy in the path you're on and what you're working toward now, how do you expect to find joy once you get there? Right? We can't be living our life thinking, oh, just around the bend. Once I get around the bend, my life will be filled with joy. I'll get where I'm wanting. But we ignore the ride. We ignore when those bumps in the road come up, we just, I just want to get through this. I want to get through this. But we're missing the beauty of the path. I read something today that, you know, we live in this dimensional world and we think life is this straight line. And yet if we were walking in a sphere, we wouldn't even know that we were circling. That life is always unfolding, and we are the creators of it. And the next slide, please. So I want to share this with you. You probably might have a hard time seeing this, but I was in a dark place in my life. I had decided that I wanted my husband and I to split up. And we had, you know, I shared with you on Mother's Day how I never wanted children. Well, the reason subconsciously, and of course I manifested it because that was my belief, I didn't want children because I knew my husband and I wouldn't stay together if we had children because we were so different. You know how that is? It's like, it's okay to be different when it's just the two of you and I can be my own person. But now I have children and things that he would do would be like on the chalkboard, and I couldn't be that way. And so I was the one that said, I love you, but I can't live with you anymore. And I was in a really dark spot in my life. And I was meditating. And in my meditation, I kept seeing this light. Just all of a sudden, there'd be a flash of light. And I'm really concentrating on this light. And what came to me was, it was a beacon. It was a lighthouse. And in that moment, I thought, oh, no matter how dark it is, God is always there. That light is always there with me. And it kept going. And then the message came to me as, no, Laura, that is your light. And it is always there. So flash forward a few years later, we had been separated for a while. And I'm searching. I knew that, you know, I had my kids in Catholic school, but it was not feeding my soul. And I knew that there was more about spirit, about life, that if I just knew what that was, my life would be better. And so a friend of mine, I was going through a dark place. I said, I'm just having this, you know, I just know I need more. She said, oh, there's this lady I want you to meet down in San Diego. Her name was Esperanza. And it was a spiritual group. And she had us do like a visioning thing. And this is what came to me at that time. So I am a beacon of universal light and unconditional love. I heal myself by allowing all my feelings to flow freely without judgment blame, shame, or guilt. I accept and love all of me. I share this wisdom with others, freeing them of ignorance and limitations, guiding them back to their true essence of pure love and pure light, guiding them back to God. You know, and at that, I hadn't even heard about Science of Mind then. But somehow that was my mission, that I knew that that is what I came here for. Did not know what that meant. And in fact, at that time, I was thinking, well, I'm a court reporter. You know, I'm feeding off of the misery of other people. I'm sitting there, fight it out because I'm making more money the more you talk. Every word you say, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I was about ready to give up court reporting. And then it came to me, no, Laura, you are the light wherever you go. And each one of us here is that light wherever we go. And it was so weird because I did this talk, I wrote this like a week or so ago. Today I get this like message on my phone, and it talked about a lighthouse. I'm like, seriously, Spirit? Wow, this is cool. And what it said was that light in the lighthouse never says, you know, those ships never come up and thank me. You know, they never stop and say, oh, gee, you know, thank you for showing the way or lighting it. And that's how we are. We don't need that. We just shine our light because it's within us. It's that self-discovery of who we are. And we all came here. And each one of us has a unique way of shining our light. My next slide, please. So the greatest discovery in life is self-discovery. Until you find yourself, you will always be someone else. Become yourself. Nope, right? You know, nobody's going to be another Dale. Nobody's going to be another Cheryl, another Laura. You're each unique and magnificent. And I personally do not believe there are accidents in the universe. I believe that each one of us came here with our own divine purpose, with our purpose to elevate this world, to experience life. So as we're going through life, you know, life, that picture I showed before with the path, that we're always going somewhere. But even when you're in those dark places, you know, we just came out, we're coming out of the pandemic. Yay, right, to have you all here. And just like Reverend Cheryl was talking, oopsie, sorry, CSL. Cheryl said about that, you know, about that self-discovery, the joy of that. When you find your passion, when you live your life and be your authentic self, isn't that wonderful? So we've been in this pandemic for a year. You know, what about the things I loved being alone too. Oh my God, doing depositions via Zoom is so fabulous. I can stay at my dining room table. I don't have to get in my car. When it's done, I've loved that. But the things that we just took for granted, right? Before that, it was just life, you know, going to the market, you know, it's the simple things in life that we just take for granted sometimes. And to discover, gosh, just to be here. Yes, it was always fabulous to be here on Sundays. But now it's like, oh my God, it's like homecoming, right? It's like coming home and seeing your family and being here and the energy in this place and discovering, yes, this is my home. This is where I love to be. This is where I tap in and open up with ideas in my life. The next one, please. So each incarnation is unique, precious, and necessary for the whole of life to be expressed. Diversity is the norm. Unity does not mean sameness. And I've always loved that. In fact, I did a talk a few years ago. In fact, I had a puzzle. I had everybody take home a piece of the puzzle. Because we are all parts of that puzzle. And we're discovering, where do I fit in? But I am always fitting in no matter where I am. It's my belief of if I'm not fitting in. So what is within you? What is within you that's bubbling up? That there's something within you that you know. When I started taking my science and mind classes here with Dr. Tom gazillion years ago, I just wanted to learn. I just knew that there were answers here. I just knew that there was more to me, more to life than I could imagine. And I don't know if I know I've shared this story before. I don't know if I've shared it here on Sunday about one of the books I was reading was Neil Donald Walsh when I was on his Conversations with God. And I don't know if it was book 3, I think. And Neil talked about not wanting things, but choosing. We have to choose that life we want. It's not about just, I would, wouldn't that be nice? Choose who you are. And so my son went to school. I read this passage to him. He was like in first grade at St. Teresa's in Palm Springs. And I said, we're doing this one. We can't want. We have to choose what we want. He said, Mommy, I went to the Coke machine today and I wanted a Coke and I didn't have any money. And I went up to the machine and I said, I choose a Coke. And Mom, a Coke dropped out. He was discovering his power. I need to remind him of that. And I go, honey, that's wonderful. He goes, oh, Mommy, there was more. He goes, that afternoon after school, I went up again and I said, okay, I choose a Coke. He said, Mommy, a Coke didn't come out. I go, oh, honey, well, he goes, oh, no, it was better. Money came out. I had money for Coke and money left over. So that's discovering the power that we have and just enjoying life and knowing that we're all unique and we don't have to be like anybody else. We each have this divine light. And even though you don't, just by going into the market, the grocery store again, how fabulous is that? But just to be in there and realize, God, isn't this wonderful? I have a dear friend who was a practitioner here, and we were on a trip, and we were driving, and she said, oh, that's my grocery store over there. I have so many wonderful employees that are just in there working, and, but her idea was, all these people that are of service to us in restaurants, they're there working and doing it. So when we go into the market, there's fruit, there's things, there's meat, there's different things that we want. And so we are all part of this. We take so many things for granted and just for the joy of being. And you each knowing each one of us is so unique. What is mine to do today? Who am I to be today? In contrast to maybe somebody else is having a bad day, but be that light no matter what. I even like sometimes driving down the car, and if I don't think about this a lot, but once in a while I'll just drive and just send love to people in the car. They don't even know that I'm doing it. They don't need to know. Number one, it's going out from you, and they just may feel something, or they may not, but you feel good knowing you're putting that out into the universe versus anger or judgment. Let's put more love and light out there. My next slide. So I have come to see how our deepest discoveries are not typically contained in a specific mystical event, but rather a lifetime of realizations that increase over time. So, I'm 70 years old, and I look at my life, and I look back, and I think of some of the trials and tribulations that at the time, there was always something within me that knew this too shall pass. And when I get on the other side, this is how I'm going to do it. That's why I started my own business, because I didn't like idiots telling me what to do. And I said, I'm going to treat my employees the way I would want to be treated when I have a business. And I still have an employee that's been with me for over 26 years. So, but we have to look back on our life and not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Gratitude for those hurdles that we had to overcome. They made us stronger. They made us who we are today. We need to be grateful for them because they may have pushed you in a direction that you did not want to go, you thought, but there were gifts along the way. You know, people you see sometimes on Facebook, oh, if you could go back, what would you do different? You know, and to be honest with you, I don't think I would have done anything different. If I had not married the husband I did marry, I would not have had the children I have now. If I changed anything in my life, I wouldn't have had some of the joys that are so precious to me. That's about self-discovery. That is about me reflecting on my life. Yes, there were some painful things that happened, but it's brought me to here. It's brought me to this moment. So remember that when you're going through that, Spirit is always there with you, always there guiding you, always bringing you along. And your biggest cheerleader is Spirit whispering in your ear, you can do this. Just hang in there. My next slide. So June 20th, we're going to have our meeting. And where there is nothing to hide or withhold, the truth is spoken freely and at no one's expense. So as you know, we're having our membership meeting for our members only. And the truth we're going to speak is that we are about oneness. This island here, we are so much more than just an island. And we have some amazing people here. And we don't wish anything bad on CSL. They're doing good work for certain people, but it's not working for us. Just like my marriage. It wasn't, it wasn't that I hated the guy. In fact, we never divorced. And then he made his transition probably about 10 or 15 years after we split up. But so it's not that we wish anybody any harm, but when we know we need to make a change in our life, we have to speak our truth and stand in our truth, not from a place of anger, but from a place of truth of who we are. My next slide, please. And honesty. Honesty is your innate ability to stand completely exposed, allowing the world to do what it may and say what it may. I can't read it, it's too far away. What it may and say what it will so that you may know who you are. And so that's it. We have to, if you're hiding and not being, saying the things that you think people want to hear or be the kind of person you think people want, then the one that you're deceiving is yourself most of all. Most of all. And so June 20th, we're going to be honest with you about everything that's been going on. And CSL, I'm sure, will be honest from their perspective. Everybody, we can see there's a lot of perspectives in the world right now, right? And we don't agree with all of them. But we can honor other people's perspectives and say, that works for you, that does not work for me. And then my next slide, please. And what you think of me is none of my business. I love that one that Terry Cole Whitaker says. You know what? That's the truth. So you show up every day, every moment. You be your authentic self. And if they don't like you, it's none of your business. You don't care because you are being who you are. Own that. Own that self-discovery. Own who you are. Listen to Spirit. You've had a year to listen to Spirit. I hope you've been listening. You've had that time, like Cheryl said, that precious time to just be. And that's when you self-discover. That's when you go within and you go, oh, okay, oh, this idea, can I do it? If that idea came in your head, it didn't just drop in from nowhere. Spirit's planting a seed, and go for it. So I see Spirit in me. I see Spirit in you. I see Spirit in all beings everywhere. And that's what I feel like right now. Right now, this center, we are like free falling. You know, we're going into uncharted areas. Something, you know, we're going against the norm of what we've been in this organization. But yet it's not against the norm. It's owning who we are. And I see us all together holding hands and flying. We're not crashing, we are flying. So let's say this together. Would you say this with me, please? I see spirit in me. I see spirit in you. I see spirit in all beings everywhere. And that's who we are. We are flying. We are flying and we are holding hands and we are on a ride of our life. So discover every moment. Live every moment. Don't take moments for granted. Because when you go to the other side, you're going to go, wow, that was quite a ride, right? And I think that ends your lesson. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gail. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. That was wonderful, always inspiring. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite our ushers to come up to the stage. And I would like to invite you here in the room with us and those of you that are watching us online to find in your heart what financial gift rings true to you to give to us today, because your financial tithing allows our center to continue to thrive and to grow. And as Dr. Laura just said, we're growing really big. So the bigger, the better on both ends. So we gratefully appreciate anything you can provide to us that will allow us to really take this next step in the evolution of our center. And so we're going to say a prayer together. Let's go. Here we go. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful to all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful to all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So blessed to live in the absolute energy of God that we all are. And so with gratitude for all that everybody has given today, for all of us to thrive and grow, knowing that as we give abundantly, we receive abundantly. And so I am knowing that everything that was collected today, everything that comes through the website, everything that comes from near and far that allows our center to be that beacon of light, to be able to thrive, to expand, to reveal truth to all who are ready to know who they are. I'm so grateful for all of that and more.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful to all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am am so blessed.
I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, guys. Dr. Laura? So we've got some announcements to make, yes, the two of us.
All right. So Vicki, our dear practitioner, Vicki Ruff in the back, this week on Tuesday, she's going to be having her helping parents heal, and this is just for parents or grandparents who have lost a child. She has a fabulous guest that's going to be joining them, and they're going to be doing this in the sanctuary this week. And it's Isabella Johnson, and she is a great person to help you feel like get that connection from the other side with your child or your grandchild. So please call the office to make a reservation for that. Strictly for anybody who's lost a child. No other grief, just a child, whether grandchild or your own child.
Thank you. And our next, Dr. Joe is back in the house on June 20th. And I think we can expect the unexpected from him.
Always unexpected, Dr. Joe. Yeah. And it'll be Father's Day. How nice is that?
Right.
And yes, so we're looking forward to having him back. And I'm sure he's looking forward. Well, I don't know. I think he's having a pretty good time in Florida. He's really just coming back because we got something coming up right after his talk.
Yeah. And Melanie Taylor.
And Melanie, oh my gosh, she's like a sister to Jerry Lynn practically, right, Jerry Lynn? We love Melanie Taylor, so you don't want to miss that service. And we'll be open to everybody that for the service that day, so no reservations as of that day, so things are good. Things are good.
Yeah.
And then following will be our membership meeting that we've already talked about before. And like I said, CSL will be here. Reverend Sonia, who's the executive director from Centers for Spiritual Living, will be here. And we'll have, you'll get to ask your questions about us going independent. And they'll give you their reasons why they think that the center should stay. So it'll be a very informative meeting. So you want to be here for that. Yes.
And oh my gosh, I know you want to talk about this.
So here's what happened. So Thursday we were talking. We said, we need to do something because this is Pride Month worldwide. So we were planning this celebration, and then I was talking to Donna McKinnon, and she said, well, we really don't practice it here in the desert till November, but. So get rid of the cake. We're not doing that. We're just celebrating Pride, gay Pride at June 27th. We're going to have music and dancing and little hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. It's for everybody. We're just celebrating, Pride Month, and we'll still do what we do in November, but we're going to have music and dancing. So mark your calendars, and it looks like we are not sure if it's 10 years of the Rainbow Alliance or not. We don't have an exact date, but we're going to celebrate. We're just gonna it's time to celebrate, don't you think? We're any excuse for a party, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So mark your calendars for that. It'll be fun.
I think that's it.
And I think that's it.
Did you want to do a closing prayer for us, or are you prayed out?
Oh, you're the one that's been prayed out. You've been praying up a storm. All right. So let's just take a deep breath in. From this deep gratitude and joy, recognizing that Spirit is ever bubbling up and expressing itself in so many magnificent ways. And here today, it showed up through our magnificent singers, our divine speakers, and guide through us the music and everything, and everybody's energy that was here, and everyone watching at home. We are part of this thing that we call life, of expression And each one of us is just the divine light shining everywhere. So we leave here today with our light shining wherever we go, knowing that we are the thing itself, that we are always creating and manifesting and choosing our life. So knowing that this is the truth, knowing that all is well, all is perfect, I just release my word into this divine law that is always saying yes. And together we say, and so it is. Have a great week, everyone. Our singers are coming out. Stand up. Let's all sing together, right? Come on. I'm going to stay up here too. But turn my mic off so they don't hear me.
Yeah.
Think there's nothing new under the sun. If it's possible, it's already done. If you think the stage has all been set, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It's all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. If you think you finally made your bed, there ain't nothing down that road ahead. If you think that this is good as it gets, wanna bet you ain't seen nothing yet. Sun comes up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of a promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. It all comes out with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It'll all turn out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. 'Cause you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet.